Turn this down a little bit. Okay. Actually, a little bit more, probably. How's that? Okay, yeah, that seems good. So, today's Super Bowl day. I want to make this quick. Starts around 5, I'm pretty sure. And oh my gosh, my chairs. I really need to watch it because, you know, 3 consecutive wins would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I low-key got the script. I know what's gonna happen. So, you know, kind of happy. You know, what's gonna happen? I mean, I don't. The Commanders sold me. The Bills sold me. And my friend says to go on the Chiefs. What's gonna happen is the Chiefs are gonna win. Travis Kelce's gonna propose to Taylor, and he's gonna retire. That's just what's gonna happen. I already know the script, bro. I already know the script. I'm just saying. So, let's turn this down real quick. I've never played this game. I don't know. I have no idea what it's about. My friend said it was a good game. It was a really good game. I bought the game. We're gonna play it. I don't know how long it is. I don't know if it's like what it's about at all. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like a family tree. Probably something I'm guessing like My Little Nightmares. I have no clue. Never seen anything about the game, never played it. Just hear it's a great game. We're gonna go ahead and play. I'm excited. I have how do I play? How do I open it?
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up. Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
This is pretty cool. There's no running. It's just gonna be, oh, it's a slow-paced game. I'll be honest.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
This is actually pretty cool. Like, I gotta open everything. I'm gonna be honest, I don't play games like these.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
The house swallowed them up. I'm gonna be honest, I don't play games like these.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
I play usually like
maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Where do I go? What's this one? I don't know what's on
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
It's really nice to play like a more calm, relaxing game than just shooting anything that moves. Really nice. This is actually a really
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Oh, wow. Can you imagine living in a house like that? Going up there would be terrifying anyway.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
So did part of the house fall?
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband.
It had killed her husband, or it would kill her husband?
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Shit, I'd be kind of afraid too.
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
That, I mean, come on. We have a dog? Oh no. I'm sorry.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
It's actually pretty warm lighting. It's nice. Is that an ice cream? Looks like a Red Bull. Oh, my dad. A lot of talk about.
For the first time in years,
Is this a horror game?
I felt like I was home.
Oh my god. This is giving me like Coraline vibes. Holy.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Wow.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Dude, I could never. I love salmon. I grew up in Washington.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
What's a Finch? I'm gonna be honest. Is this a horror game? That'd be terrifying if it is.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Dude, I'm not good at horror games. Like, I like horror games, I do. But English is one of my worst languages. Well, not languages, but like subjects.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
This is definitely a fucking horror game. I don't like that. This is beautiful.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Dude, I'm low-key scared.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Should I know what happened? I don't know what happened. Why do we leave? Because I don't know if I was paying the best attention. Why did we leave? There's so much locked up. Sealed up.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Probably because of
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Barbara in 1944.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
I don't know who Barbara is.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Am I sure this isn't a horror game?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh wow. I was not expecting it.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
What?
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Whoa. It's my room?
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Whose room is this? Whose room am I in? Arcus lit. Dude, I'm gonna be honest. This game really makes the rooms feel lived in. Like,
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Molly's room.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Take the gerbil with us.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Why was I never allowed in here? Oh. Good view. Like, look at this room. Maybe.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh, I ate the gerbil food. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Thank God I didn't eat Christopher. No! Oh man, I don't want to eat Christopher. My boy. Oh man. Oh.
I kept eating and eating.
I ate the toothpaste. Oh my god. Hello?
I ate a lot of things that night.
This styrofoam?
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
What? What? Huh?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
I don't know why
I
I'm a
jumped
cat.
and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired.
Dang it. Where'd she go?
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up,
Oh.
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
What? I don't know how to be. an owl.
Rabbits.
That one. I am not good at being an owl. There we go. Shit.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
Oh my
I
god.
swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Bigger? Holy, how hungry am I?
A mama rabbit.
Oh, I kind of feel bad.
She was almost too big to carry. I started
Oh.
choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
I'm supposed to be doing this. I was like,
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
ah!
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Where'd you go?
Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Am I a snake? Octopus.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
I don't. Oh, jeez, I'm not a fan of these sounds. Oh. Am I supposed to be... Am I stuck? Oh, I guess these are all the... Edith is 1999, Milton Lewis. These were my... Where's Molly? Oh, Molly's her. Molly's older than me? Oh, I never... Yeah, I never... 03, 010. Barbara. So, Odin... These are the kids. Kay and Sam, I want to say. Kids. Sanjay. Okay, I don't want to be a monster anymore. Can I, I think I was stuck. Sorry, give me a sec. What time is it? Hold on. Oh, I dropped my phone. Let's see. 1:52. We got a little bit of time, a little bit. Oh, do I have to do that entire thing again? I do. What? Dude. I was stuck on the...
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. I ate a lot of things that night. I kept eating and eating.
Oh, I didn't get this.
Mom, can I come out now?
Oh, I was locked in.
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Okay, here's the bird.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Oh, I gotta redo this entire thing.
And suddenly, I was a cat.
So do you...
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Do you think,
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
There it is.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I
Wonder
flew
what,
off
like-
to find something bigger.
Hallucinating, or she can genuinely morph into stuff. That'd be like...
A mama rabbit. almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
This is where I turned into a...
And suddenly, I was a shark.
Doc. Get me out. Okay. Let's see if I can hit the car.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight. I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Okay, so I was Finch.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. I crossed the water and swam to the moon. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
This would be terrifying. Oh, toilet. Yep. This is my room. Oh my gosh.
I got closer and closer.
Oh my god. Am I gonna die? Am I gonna eat myself? Oh my god.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
What?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
Can I check underneath the bed?
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Is that the cat?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
So she knew all of the story.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Oh, that's actually really sad.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Edie won't go.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Maybe it's the house that's the curse.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh, are we in Washington State? I love me some Sam.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Oh, this is also soon.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
That's pretty cool.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Built. Calvin. Oh, I don't want to go back there.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Wait, am I supposed to go around or slow down?
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh my god.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Damn.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Sorry, Calvin.
After the
Clubhouse?
funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh, I don't know how to activate this one. Wait. I don't. Listen. Let's push. Oh, that's. Dude, this is so cool. Push.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Oh, we gotta go to Barbara's.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
You? There's these that are around. There's a child? I don't know when she died. Actually, let's check. 44 to 60, make her like 16? Yeah, she was 16 years old.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Am I supposed to...
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
This is like Friday the 13th, yes.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you. I swear, he's gonna try to scare me before I scream. Oh.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Bit, yeah. Wait,
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
bitch.
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh yeah. Bitch, fuck, bitch, yeah, fuck, yeah, yeah, take that. Bitch, fuck you. I'm so surprised that break. Dumb ass skeleton. Take that.
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Okay. What?
Into what he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Oh, Molly's room?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Boom!
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Oh yeah, let's go beating him up. Oh my god, he's gone.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
That actually happened. Why would she keep that? She died at 16. Yeah, that's
Edie
crazy.
told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
So that did probably. Alright. Wait.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. We go upstairs. We go upstairs.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Alright, horror game. Let's go to the basement. Check that fridge out. Wow. What do you know? Crutch. Doesn't look as cool.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
That makes sense.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
So, we're sure this isn't a horror game. I can't see it.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Well, this is
If
like
there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Like 5. Pretty long.
Goodbye, everyone.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Dude, whoa. Oh.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
Nope.
Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped.
Sounds like mess.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Can I not leave this way? I have to leave. Oh, I still can. Oh my god. Dude, this is dope. Dude, they must have been rich. Oh, they're supposed to. God. Concord. Jiggly. Oh, Jelly Farms. Jelly. We have jelly. Tomato.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Oh.
Maybe this is all a mistake.
They lived the longest I've ever.
But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind
You're
if
lucky
I only
you
have a
can
year
peaches,
left.
man.
Or a month. Or a
Did I
single
do-
week.
What if I die like
I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
My God. What?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
I didn't read Edie's or Sam's. I can't believe that's actually the. I feel bad, bro. Oh my God, that's like really fucking bad.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Dude, he just wanted one day. Wow. That's actually crazy. I can't even lie.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Still same
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
That's disgusting.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was
Maybe
time I heard the stories for myself.
Maybe 2. Hold up, what? Like, who's Kay and Burr? I think I remember Sven. Yeah, Sven was downstairs. Okay, these are all the partners. What do you mean by 2? So, like, what day is it?
And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Wow, Walter.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
You should. Do I have a like, kid?
And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Who am I writing to? Dude, I'm like, dude, this story's like low-key good.
I think
Yeah, like,
people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Oh my God. What time is it? There.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Is this just gonna... I thought I couldn't go that way. Oh.
been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Okay. Zoe, Zerpy, Lurpy, Burpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. Zoe, Coco, Tucker, Charlie, Daisy, Lucy. Probably a dog. Oh, we got a bunny, a fish. Oh, Bailey. Oh, Bob. Christopher's a crazy fish name. Oh, Christopher's Molly's the fish. Christopher, Bob, Oliver, Shadow the cat. Not even gonna print the try. Like 2009. Maybe 2011.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh wait, we can check. So 1999, if I'm 17, 20, 2016? 2016? Yeah? It's 2016. And I do have a phone right there, I guess. Molly Finch. Oh, the cat. Cat in the wings. Dang, died 2 days after the birthdays. Calvin flew off. I didn't check Sven's. Edie Finch. I didn't check Edie. Walter. Hiding in the rock, I guess. Barbara. Star. It's my mom. Sanjay, Dawn, Gusker.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Was that other house? Dude, I kind of want to go. Yeah, I want to see what that is.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
What is that? Where do I go from here?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Gregory Finch.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gus. Sam. So these are the brothers. So she's Dawn. She's Dawn. 20. She died. Oh, that makes sense. She died. She was slow. She died this year. Yeah, because I inherited the key.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Lewis.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Oh, Milton could be. How solid was, right? Oh, that's who could be alive.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
That's who I'm ready to. 22 weeks. '17? 2016?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
The vet.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
So this is Sam's room. Okay, so he switched rooms. Taxidermy cats. So Kay was Sam's living. Okay. Oh.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Can't rule thirds of this.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Manual focus.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language. Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Oh, that's.
Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
This video focus sucks. As a photographer.
I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Let's just take pictures. I really don't know.
Give me a minute to check the map.
There we go.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Just... Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Ooh.
Great shot, Don!
Oh my god. Yo. Oh. 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 That you're such an asshole.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always
Oh my
remember that, okay?
God. Oh no. Oh. Me.
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
I'm going. I'm stuck.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
sick.
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not
Oh.
to think about it.
Dad!
Oh. Oh my god.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Oh my god. Dude. Oh my god. That was actually so wholesome until then. Oh my god. Imagine getting that on camera? Dude, what? Oh, MREs? Yo, they're dope.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Wait. 76. Oh, that's sad. Wait, Sam and Kay. Oh, that's sad. This is their kid. Yeah, okay.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Yo, I laughed too. Shit, look at the dog. Right.
Back time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
Oh, I'm gonna drown, ain't I?
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
There we go. Got him. There we go.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oh, I see.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Yeah, okay.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Dang.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Greg, be a baby. No, that's low-key the best dude. Damn.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
To do this while pregnant? Here we are, this is my mom.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
No book for this one? No book. Where do I go now? Was there supposed to be one for Dawn? Should I have stayed a little bit longer? Low-key impatient. I'm thinking I may be missing. I might have missed. Okay. No. Where is this thing go? We gotta find Dawn, isn't it?
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
It's a flip book. Oh wait. Hello?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis.
That's funny. They smell like weed.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Tokyo. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
To be honest, I'm not the best.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Oh, I got an itch.
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
It's completely not true. This feels pretty real to me. I ain't gonna go.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh, the marijuana, Chinese food that delivers the games and food needed.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
You good, bro?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I think I'm missing a
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh, playing. the story.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Not listening. Move straight.
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
I don't believe I'm going the right way.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Was this being me being bored? I just realized.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, But I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
By the next year. Wow. That was the whole game, I'll be honest. I was gonna... Wow. That was a really good game. Took about 2 hours. I don't think I fully completed it. I missed a little bit. I just got the end of everything, finished all stories. Wow. That was a really good game. All these baby pictures. This is pretty good. I like seeing all the baby pictures. It's pretty cool. This was a really good game. I plan to play more games like this. This is actually a great recommendation by my friend. I gotta see Jonathan's name in the end. Thank you, Jonathan, I guess. No, Johan. Not Jonathan, Johan. Here's a Gregory. Be a baby, Gregory. Here's the climbing wall. Gregory set off the poetry that came from. This is really good. Here's Barbara's. Wow. A really good game overall. Actually, an amazing game. Love the story. Like to play it. This is by Molly's. This is well, whoever his name. Well, Nell's in the basement. Poor guy. Oh, this is. Oh, yes, this is Grandma, the one who went to the nursing home. Great game. I think we're gonna end it off there. That's amazing. I did. Okay. So Edie, there's Don's we never saw. Okay, this makes sense. MK, Don Sanjay, Odin, and Inboard. Eating Sven. Wow. Odin's death. So Edie was like, Walter is stuck in the basement. Sam, he died by train. Sam died by the deer. Was it a bug? Maybe not. Calvin swung off. That's Barbara died by murder. Molly. How did Molly die? She starved, maybe? Gregory died drowning. Thus, height. Dawn, sickness. Edith, I have no clue. Milton disappeared. Lewis, Henry. Wow. Wow. That was an amazing game. It's really good. Wasn't expecting all that, I'm gonna be honest. I will play it again. I can't wait to play more games like these. Really can't. Like games I might play are Firewatch, Half-Life 2, Assassin's Creed, Borderlands, Dead Space, Dishonored 2, Judgment, probably Dishonored or Judgment, or just Son. I have no clue what Dishonored's about either. My friend didn't recommend it to me. It was on sale. I bought it. I have no clue. Actually, I don't hear this. I don't know if it is. Never heard anything about it. Can't wait to play. Really can't. This was an amazing game. Hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all watch the Super Bowl, which starts in an hour and a half. Oh, 2 hours from now. Can't wait for it. The win probability, Chiefs 52%, Eagles 48%. That's what Google says. I don't know. Oh, man. I don't even know who I want to win. Where I'm at right now, there's a lot of Chiefs fans. But someone I know is a big Eagles fan. And my friend and them, every day, one of them be wearing an Eagles jersey, one of them wearing a Chiefs jersey. It's non-stop between them. They told us about like greasing the poles in Philly though. So I found out what that meant. Poor dude, that one guy that fell. It's an amazing game. About 2 hours I've played it, right? Let me see. 2 hours, exactly 2 hours. Wow. It's a pretty sad game. To be honest. How did Molly? I want to know how Molly died. I kind of want to search that up. Give me a quick second. I think I can show. It's not showing my main screen. Okay, I don't want to talk about this. I got new PC parts, right? I got a new. I went to Micro Center because I live near one. I love it, man. I replaced my motherboard and my CPU because I changed from Intel to an AMD. So performance. I don't think. Here, if we take a look at this, I got a AMD now. And I got DDR5, so technically my memory changed. Just the same. And I got a new motherboard to support DDR5 and an AMD thing. I'm gonna search up how did Molly was locked in her room since overnight and without supper and eventually died of a mysterious illness. Oh, because she ate a bunch of stuff, like the toothpaste and the styrofoam stuff. Eating toothpaste, holly berries, and gerbil food. How did Barbara die? She was killed and cannibalized. Yeah, he drowned. Oh, apparently Gus died from the totem pole. How did Odin die? On the way, high waves crashed the boat, killing Odin, sinking the house. Oh, he died on. Odin died on the boat. Yeah, Lewis decapitated himself. Walter, the train. Wait, what? He was the family member that demonstrated the architectural knowledge and resulted in the creation of the Finch house. Oh, Sven, by the way. He dragon-shaped slide, which crushed him. Huh. How does Edith die in Edith Finch? Oh, she died during childbirth. Ah. Oh, and Eddie died with the alcohol along her prescription medication. I want to know where is Milton Edith Finch. I don't know if these are all true, by the way. Okay, Milton Finch. Milton Finch, second born, and Milton disappeared unknown reasons. He was never found. Milton was confirmed to be the same character as the king from the studio's previous, the unfinished swan. So wait, what? Milton died after his. It was revealed the game and that Edith Finch passed away, meaning that Milton was in fact the relative in his generation that would live on. Oh, so he's in another game called The Unfinished Swan. It's an adventure video game developed by Sony. He's like the main character. The Unfinished Swan is referenced as a sequel to What Remains of Edith Finch. Oh, so Milton's probably the last person that lived. And he's like the. crazy lore. I'm gonna go ahead and oh man, go ahead, end it there. Have a good one, everybody, and bye bye.